It's your buddy Big Ed back again. This time I have to speak up. This is something that's been bugging me for quite some time. As a professional musician for almost 30 years, I've just lost my patience with this situation. And the situation is Spotify and streaming. Now, I know a lot of people love Spotify. Okay, cool. Good for you. But I have some issues with it from the beginning. I kept my catalog from Spotify for quite some time. I finally acquiesced a few years ago, I guess. Still not happy with that decision. I want people to enjoy my music. I worked very hard at it. It's been a great journey, and by all means enjoy it however you wish. But it's better than stealing, I guess, but it's pretty close. It's pretty close. And I'll tell you why. So when Spotify first came out, I was against it. That's why I held my catalog back, like it wasn't any big deal. Like they didn't care. They cared about Taylor Swift holding her catalog back, but they didn't care about me. That's fine. I just, I wanted to see a little bit more out of it and see if it wasn't just what it appeared to me to be, which was that another company starting up merely 5 years later to do a Wall Street IPO, get hundreds of millions of dollars, and get rich off of our blood. In fact, I got on Twitter at the time and made a statement to that effect. And, you know, most of the people are very supportive. It's not like I've got 3 million Twitter followers anyway. I've only got a couple thousand. And I don't even spend that much time on Twitter. But a troll, I can say it's a troll because that a person who did not follow me, and rarely do I post something that's responded to by somebody who doesn't follow me. It's not even liked by somebody who's not following me, because how would they know? I mean, they'd have to be searching for it, right? So a troll, a corporate troll, took me to task and went back and forth with me several times about, no, Spotify's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And I finally ended up saying, well, okay, that may be true. Let's hope so. But I guarantee you in 5 years, there'll be a Wall Street IPO and they'll make $1 billion and we'll get nothing. Oh, that's not going to happen. You're insane. No, these people are altruistic. And that's exactly what happened. So that's my biggest issue with them is, I mean, they were just another in a long line of opportunists who are using our intellectual property to make money. And they put us in the position where if we're not there, we're left out. And one of the reasons I acquiesced is I had enough fans say, come on, man, get on Spotify. We want to check out, okay, all right, fine, I'll do it. And it hasn't made me any more money than I was making before at all. One of the reasons is 5 years ago, Spotify was paying 0.008 cents per play, or whatever their stupid thing is. Now, 5 years later, they're paying 0.003% of a cent. You know what I mean? So they're paying us 60% less 5 years later. Meanwhile, they raised $1 billion or $800 million in an IPO. It's insane. It's insane. The music business is insane. Do not get into the music business if you have another choice. I didn't have another choice. No one was going to hire me to do anything. Believe me, I tried. I'm going to link below because there's this guy I really like because he's helpful and thorough. He's a YouTube personality, and I hate most YouTube personalities. At least I hate the big ones. The ones that everybody like, they're just promoting themselves to me. But this guy actually gives you useful information. It's usually, I used to call it Ben and Gear, right? I think Jordan Ben, is that his name? Anyway, Ben and Gear. And he does some really useful demos and tutorials. He's one of my favorites, along with Christian Henson. And as far as demos go, I really like Collector Emitter, Ian, and Ryan at Demos in the Dark. But as far as giving you information, I think people like Ben and Gear, I think this kid Andrew Huang is really great. You know, there's if you're into modular stuff, there's FM Magazine, I think FM Modular or whatever there. So like, I like people that give you something and they're not trying to sell themselves. That's it. And that's what I'm trying to do with this, because I'm not a big YouTuber and no one gives a crap anyway. But I do have 30 years of experience. I don't ask anything from anybody. I'm trying to give you something. So I'm going to link below to Ben and Gear because I think he's great. And I think you can learn something. And he did an amazing piece on Spotify a couple days ago. You'll learn a lot about that. And he's a guy who's actually doing really well on Spotify. So, but the music business changed quite a bit, and it's valuable to not be have illusions about it. So, you know, so when Spotify got to the 10 million subscriber point, that means that 10 million people were paying $10 a month at least to not get ads and whatnot. That's when I knew we were really in trouble, and that was a few years back. But Bob Olson and I have been talking about this for years about, the record labels missed a great opportunity. There was a guy who developed an algorithm that would have stopped the pirating of MP3s, and he went to the record labels and they laughed at him. See how that worked out. Of course, the record labels all invested in Spotify, right? Because they wanted to be a shareholder when they went public and made billions of dollars. So, record labels have always been a bank that you went to borrow money. You weren't going to make a lot of money off of a record. Like my record deals, I think I was making $1.52 a record after all was subtracted, which was pretty good, actually, at the time. I'm not complaining. That was good by, industry standards. But I started to see everything slowly go down. Then there was a precipitous drop about 10 years ago, and this was like coinciding with the peak of piracy, but then, the record label's shrinking, the business shrinking. And now the business is pretty much non-existent, which is why I say you gotta love this business to be in it. To do it, or don't do it at all. Get a regular job and do it as a hobby, because it's not for children. It's serious stuff. So anyway, not to digress. So the business, about 10 years ago, I saw it really plateau. I was making money. I've written songs for other people. I had mailbox money coming in for royalties for that. I had royalties from my own music. About 10 years ago, I started to really see that drop. And that's probably when the big acts like Springsteen and U2 and whoever saw it drop a lot too, publishing-wise, and they started complaining about piracy and everything else. But streaming has taken it to a whole nother level. So if someone can stream, why the hell would they buy your record? Some friends of mine and I were on Facebook yesterday and this morning talking about the new Springsteen record, and They're all like, I know it's gotten rave reviews. Look, I'm the biggest Boss fan in the world, but it's just not that good. The production's good, the band sounds great. It's just the songs aren't there for us. And this one guy said, well, with all these places you could check it out first, why would you buy it and waste your money? Yeah, precisely. Except I'm an idiot, so I buy everything. There aren't many of us left. But if everybody can make their playlists, if every housewife can, if she doesn't have a regular job and she's got kids and she has to take care of them, can make a playlist and take care of the kids and go from the home to the car to her earbuds to working out on the treadmill to taking, whatever, and never has to buy music but just can run a huge playlist all day, why would they buy anything? So that's where we're at, but we need to find a way to support musicians. Personally, I think I'm about to release the 11th record I've either played on, been part of the group, or produced this year. So 11 records this year, and I think it'll be 12 total by the end of the year. I think one more in December. And 7 of those were completed during the pandemic. And I was booked for the entire year for paying gigs when I had to leave London to come back. So if we're going to listen to Spotify, great, cool. I like being able to find new music and discover new things, but there has to be some sort of way for the people who are pouring their hearts and sweat into this to make a living wage rather than bankers and investors to make all the money off of it. I'm not saying that's not the way it's been. Like I said, record labels are basically banks, but at least we got something for that instead of 0.003%. I just don't see how this can work. I'm not against it, streaming in principle. It's just got to be more fair and more balanced for the creators. What do you think? I want to know. What do you think? Let me know below. And I'll put links and support people's band camps because artists get more money directly from Bandcamp. I've done really well on Bandcamp the last couple of years. I'm going to continue to add. I'm now going to add some back catalog stuff that I've gotten the rights back to. My Bandcamp's below in my link tree, but I also want to hear what you think below. And check out Ben and Gears. I think his name's Jordan Ben. Check out his thing about Spotify, but I've seen half a dozen videos on Spotify because I think other people, this last week, because I think other people have reached their breaking point. And we have to come up with a solution because music will not grow. It will go away. Or you'll just have crap. And if that's okay with you, okay. I'll find something to listen to. All right? All right. Talk to you later.